Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here, trying to make some money on a Saturday. We got a huge card, man. Y'all know we're going to try to smash it per usual. If you're looking for more of this great content, y'all know what to do, man. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and drop y'all like down in the comments. As you know, I love going through, seeing who y'all like. My best bets can be found over at Pickdawgz Premium. Just click that link in the description. It takes you right to my handicapper page. That's where you can find my long-term packages, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, monthly, yearly, seasonal. You can find all my bets for today's action. College hoops, nice college hoops card today. Huge NBA card we're finna run it through right now. And hockey if I'm active, man. So a lot of action going on today on a Saturday, man. All my best bets can be found in that link in the description, including my $15 NBA Jam Session play, my best bet in the NBA every night. We did drop it last night with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Darius Garland got listed out later in the day. Cavs were still hooping, had a 9-point lead heading into the fourth. It evaporated, man. They didn't win the game, failed to cover the inline. All that, man, was not a good spot. But we bounced back today, man. We have smashed the weekends over the last 2 to 3 months or so. We're going to try to keep that rolling, man. Follow me on Twitter at ParlayGuyJ. And check out my live show that goes off 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, as there's a lot of injury news I'm going to have to update y'all on from now to then, man. There's a lot of game time decisions, a lot going on in the NBA right now at this current time of morning. Y'all know I'm going to try to help y'all get on the right side right now, but come back. Check out that live show, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, as we got a lot more information, and we can kind of react to what's going on in the NBA throughout the day. So check me out there, man, as we run through the card one more time. I usually have a guest on that show as well. So, yeah, man, huge card today on the NBA, man. We're going to try to smash it per usual. Let's make some money tonight, and without further ado, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. In our first matchup of the night, man, we got a good one to start out the day. We got the Knicks on the road facing the Clips. Clips laying 5.5, total 227. The Clips have now won back-to-back games. They beat Toronto at home and Memphis at home. And the Knicks, off their long winning streak, have now dropped back-to-back games, man. The streak ended against Charlotte, 112-105. Then they went out on the road, lost to Sacramento. Not a bad loss. Sacramento is in that mode right now. They lost that one 122-117. No Jalen Brunson still tonight for the Knicks, man. No Norman Powell for the Clips. So there's a few other guys in there for the Knicks with some injuries. They're game time decisions. That's how I'm feeling about this one. I know the Clips have won back-to-back games on their home floor. I know the Knicks have lost back-to-back games, but I'm going to take the Knicks here. I'm going to grab the points. The Knicks, let's not confuse ourselves, are still the best ATS team on the road in the NBA, man. The Knicks are 22-11 against the spread out on the road, man. That's league best. They hooped out there, man, and I think they get back on track today. I know the Clippers won 2 games straight, man, but, I mean, they were against 2 of the worst road teams in the NBA, in the Memphis Grizzlies, who we know are terrible out on the road, and the Toronto Raptors, who are also terrible out on the road, 108-100 in that one. Toronto was in the middle of a long road trip, you know, and they were terrible out on that road trip. In Memphis, they haven't been good on the road all season. So the Clippers definitely needed a bounce-back spot in those 2 games, and they got it. The Clippers mess around, win this game, but I'm not laying 5.5 with them. Not on the best cover team on the road in the New York Knicks. I think the Knicks come out here again with some concerted effort, keep this game close. Julius Randle probably has a nice game. Quickly's not going to have a bad game like he did in his last one in the fill-in role for Jalen Brunson. I expect the Knicks to keep this one close. I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks won this one outright. The Clippers are fighting hard, trying to keep pace in a tight Western Conference. But I do think they mess around, probably win the game, but I'm not laying 5.5 against the best road cover team in the NBA. Give me the Knicks plus the 5.5 here in this one tonight. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Utah Jazz, and they're out on the road facing the Charlotte Hornets. Jazz laying 2.5, total 231. And this one's fairly simple for me. I'm going to grab the points with the Hornets. The team playing the better basketball, the home team. I'm not laying points with the Jazz on the road. I'm just not going to do it. I have liked what I've seen from the Hornets in their last 2. They just beat Detroit 113-103. They beat New York, ended New York's winning streak out on the road, man, 112-105. They working with revenge as well as the Jazz did win the first meeting this season on the 23rd of January. That game was 120-102. Huge win for the Jazz, but that game was in Utah, and I think January, that was still around the time where the Jazz were playing really good basketball at home, man. They've kind of fell off the cliff here. Clarkson's still a game-time decision for the Utah Jazz. Me personally, I don't want nothing to do with them on the road, man. They did win their last game as well out on the road against the Orlando Magic, 131-124, but the three previous, man, they lost to the Mavericks. They covered, though. Got hammered by Oklahoma City, 129-119. That was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's first game back. But the game before that, they got hammered by Oklahoma City. No Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 130-103. Loss at home to San Antonio. I have not liked what I've seen from this Jazz team at all coming out of the break, man. Coming out of the break, they were still right there in the thick of things for the playoffs. Now I think they're in full-blown tank mode. I want nothing to do with them, especially not laying points on the road. I think the Hornets probably playing the better basketball right now. I lean Hornets plus the 2.5. Probably couldn't talk you off just taking them straight up on the money line, getting a home dog. Not a bad place to be, man. Hornets plus the 2.5 for me here in our second matchup of the night. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Indiana Pacers out on the road facing the Detroit Pistons. Indiana's laying 5.5, total 229. To be honest with y'all, man, no real lean on the side currently at this current time of day. Too much injury news up in the air for both teams, quite honestly. T.J. McConnell, game time decision. Halliburton, game time decision. Mathurin out. Miles Turner, game time decision. Those are all the main guys for the Pacers. So no way I could recommend laying the points with them. Currently, we don't even know who's playing. All their main guys may not play. I know I really don't want to look in the Pistons' direction either. They're still pretty banged up. No Isaiah Stewart, Bagley, game time decision. Bojan, we know he's probably done for the season. No Alec Burks. Jaden Ivey looks like he's out as well. It's a tough game, man, with all this news looming. I really want no parts of this game. I do kind of lean towards the over, though, as we've seen some scoring from the Indiana Pacers a lot here recently. I think the Pistons maybe can put the ball in the bucket a few times as well. Again, probably not betting this game. We have a ton of action today throughout college hoops and NBA. We don't have to bet every game. I lean over, but too much injury news looming right now for me to have anything solid. I'll update y'all on this one at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern on my afternoon live jam session. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Miami Heat out on the road facing the Orlando Magic. Miami, road favorites in this one, laying 1.5, total 217. Miami got it done last night at home, man. Hated to see that. The Cleveland Cavaliers fell apart in the fourth quarter, bruh. That was tough. But we got the Heat again today. They're on the road. They're facing the Magic, a team they always beat up on. And I think they beat up on them again, man. I'm taking the Heat. I'm going to lay the 1.5. I don't like that they're on a back-to-back. Not a whole lot of travel. I mean, as they're still in the state of Florida. And they always beat up on the Magic, man. That's what a little birdie told me. A little Magic fan told me that they always lose to the Heat. Went back and looked, and damn, they damn near always do. Miami just little bros this team, and I think they do it again here tonight. Miami has to start stacking some wins, bro. Let's not forget, Miami was the #1 seed in the East last year. Currently, they might even be fighting to stay out of that play-in, only 4 games above 500. Let me see. Let me pull it up right quick. The Miami Heat are currently the 7th seed in the East, man. 2 games up over the Hawks. They're possibly going to be in the play-in tournament. They're probably going to be there unless they can catch Brooklyn. And they might be able to, but I don't know. I think they get this one done here tonight, though. The Magic, man, we were making money, crazy money on the Magic, like January-ish. They were just covering everything. Lines have now gotten tight. We're not getting 4 to 5 with the Magic like we were earlier in the season. Hence, the line's only 1.5. I don't think they beat the Heat today. Y'all know I love fading the Miami Heat. It's probably my favorite team to fade. It's been my favorite team to fade all year. But today I do think they actually get this one done. I think they actually go on a little run. They beat Cleveland yesterday. They beat the Magic today. They're going to return home. I know we love fading them at home. We're probably going to ride them as they play the Jazz on Monday. The Jazz are terrible. And then on Wednesday, they play the Grizzlies at home. Grizzlies is a lock on Wednesday. We're taking the Grizzlies on Wednesday against the Miami Heat. But today, I think they get this one done against the Magic, and then they go home and beat the Jazz. They're going to be on a little 3-game winning streak, trying to improve their seeding. This is still a decent Miami Heat team. They're not the team from years past, a team that just defends and really locks up everybody and the offense comes. They're not that team. But they're still a decent team. I think they are still a better team than this Orlando Magic team. I like them to go on the road and get this one done tonight. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Boston Celtics, and they're out on the road facing the Atlanta Hawks, man. Boston's laying 4.5, total 234. Good game here, man. The Celtics did get right in their last one, 115-93 against the Portland Trail Blazers. They were laying 10 and now, and they needed a bounce-back game desperately as they had lost 3 straight before that. Lost to Cleveland out on the road, 118-114 in overtime. Lost to the Knicks at home in double overtime, 131-129. Lost to the Nets at home, 115-105 after being up 27 points at one point in time in that basketball game. So, you know, they've been kind of struggling. They did get right against Portland in their last one, and they have already hammered this Hawks team once this season in Atlanta. It was way early in the season on the 16th of November, but it did happen. 126-101 was the final score in that one. I will say the Celtics at that time of season were looking unbeatable. They're not really in that same mode now that they were then. I've liked what I've seen from the Hawks recently, man. They just went into Washington last night, won that basketball game, beat them 2 days before that. So they're on a 2-game winning streak. They won last night 114-107. I do have a little pause with the Hawks as they are on a back-to-back, man. Had to travel from Washington back home. But I do lean Hawks plus the 4.5, man. I think they can keep this game competitive. I think they can keep it scrappy. We have not seen the Celtics really just be dominant here recently. I know they got right in their last one at home against the Blazers. But, again, that was at home, and they needed a get-right game. Here in this one, the Hawks, the more desperate team, I wouldn't be surprised if they won this game outright, quite honestly. You know, working with the revenge as well as they did get hammered in that first meeting. They're at home. The Hawks desperately need to improve their playoff seeding, man. I lean their direction. I don't want to just be fading the Boston Celtics, man, a top 3 team in the NBA a lot. But I think tonight is probably a good spot to do so. I lean the Atlanta Hawks, man, plus the 4.5 here in this matchup tonight. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got your Chicago Bulls. They're out on the road facing the Houston Rockets, and Chicago's laying 7. Total 225. Me personally, I'm leaning Rockets plus the 7. I'm not laying points with the Bulls on the road. I'm just not going to do it. I know they just won their last meeting against the Denver Nuggets, 117-96 out on the road. Beat the best home team in the NBA, the Denver Nuggets, out on the road, really convincingly, 117-96. And like I've said all season, the most inconsistent team in the NBA is the Chicago Bulls. And like I said, they mess around, win that game against the Nuggets. They mess around, lose this game outright today. That is what we've seen from the Bulls all year. I'm grabbing the points with the Rockets, man. We've already seen the Rockets hammer this Bulls team once this season, believe it or not, in Chicago. 133-118 was the score in that basketball game the day after Christmas. The game was in Chicago, man. I'm not laying 7 points with the Bulls on the road. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. The most inconsistent team in the NBA. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rockets win this game outright. Give me the Houston Rockets plus the 7. They can keep this one competitive. I know they've been awful here recently. They did just take the Pacers to overtime, didn't cover. It got hammered by Brooklyn, but they beat San Antonio in back-to-back games. Let's go Rockets, man. Keep this one competitive. Not laying points with the Bulls on the road. Rockets are nothing for me here in this matchup tonight. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks. We're out on the road facing the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis laying 5.5, total 223.5. Weird game tonight, man. No Luka Doncic tonight for my Mavs. No Baby Goat. He will be out as he did get hurt in the last one. Reggie Bullock, game time decision. Kyrie Irving, game time decision. JaVale McGee, game time decision. I will say this. I do think my guy Kyrie Irving plays tonight. He was dealing with some family issues, took a day away from the team. Did travel with the team to Memphis, though, so I do think he plays. And I think the Mavs cover this line, man, quite honestly. Y'all can flame me in the comments. Y'all can fade me in the comments. Y'all can lay the points with the Grizzlies at home. I hope you know that. I am not telling you to bet my Mavs. I'm telling you I'm betting my Mavs today. I think we can keep this game competitive. I'm not a firm believer that the Grizzlies just automatically clicked it into gear. They don't need John Morant. No, I'm not a firm believer in that. I think they put it together really nicely for one game at home against a team A. They really hate that Golden State team. B, the Golden State Warriors are terrible. The worst road team in the NBA. You know, Grizzlies are a nice home team, and I do think they mess around and win the game. But I think my Mavs have a real shot of still winning the game outright, and I think my Mavs have a real shot of keeping this game competitive. The Grizzlies are not juggernauts right now. They're not. Before they hammered Golden State, which they did, 131-110, they were struggling, man. They lost to the Lakers 112-103, lost to the Clippers 135-129, got hammered by Denver 113-97. I don't think that the Grizzlies just automatically are finna just go on a run and just be a dominant team and not skip a beat without Ja Morant. I don't believe that. I know they seemed that way in their last one against the Golden State Warriors. I know that's how it looked, but I think this game tonight is going to be a super competitive game, man. The Mavs need this game. The Mavs are finna mess around and be in a play-in if they don't click it into gear. I think Kyrie Irving and the guys still have enough to keep this game competitive. Me personally, I'm probably going to sprinkle some on the money line. The Grizzlies were hitting a lot of outside shots in that game the other night, man. Do they fall tonight? Yet to be seen, man. But me personally, I'm taking my team, the Dallas Mavericks, plus the 5.5. Rarely do we see them as a huge dog like this. Most of the times, the Mavs are favorited or they're just laying too many points. I don't think that's the case here tonight. I do think we can keep this one competitive with the Grizzlies. I know the Grizzlies looked really dominant in their last game against the Golden State Warriors, a team that I think it was just a perfect storm, perfect situation for them. I would not be surprised at all if we seen the Grizzlies kind of return to the means here tonight, man, and the Mavs keep this game competitive, if not win it outright. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got our favorite money-making team, the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, the Cover Buddies, the best cover team in all of the NBA. They're on the road facing a Pelicans team that's beat them 3 times this season, and the Pelicans are favored again, laying 2, total 233. Me personally, I'm taking our Thunder Buddies on the ML, on the money line. They do not get swept by this Pelicans team, a Pelicans team that's still struggling. I know they did win their last one against my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, on their home floor. They needed that game, as if they lost that one, they were probably done. So, you know, they did get it 2 games under 500. We've seen them beat this Thunder team 3 times this season, 105-101 in New Orleans on the 28th of November, 128-125 on the 23rd of December in Oklahoma City. That game did go to overtime, and 103-100 on the 13th of February in Oklahoma City as well. So all 3 were really competitive. The Pelicans just edged them out at the end. I don't think that happens tonight. I think the Thunder Buddies get this one done. They do not get swept by this Pelicans team. I'm leaning on them. They do get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander back in the fold tonight. A huge piece to watch. Brandon Ingram, game time decision for the Pelicans. If he doesn't play, I am all over the Thunder Buddies. Even if he plays, I still like the Thunder Buddies a lot in this basketball game, man. No way do they get swept by the Pelicans. I just don't see it happening. I know they got hammered in their last one on the road against the Phoenix Suns, 132-101. No Shai in that one, though. And we know the Suns go stupid, dummy, crazy on their home floor, man. The Suns are the favorite to come out of the Western Conference, the favorite to win the finals. So, hey, without your best player, you go out on there on the road, you might get hammered, and that's what happened. Bounce back day today for the Thunder, though. I've liked what I've seen other than that, as they beat Golden State at home, beat Utah twice, hammered them, really. I think they get some positive momentum back rolling forward. Have not liked what I've seen from the Pelicans, man, and I especially don't like them if Brandon Ingram doesn't play. No way do our favorite money-making team get swept by this Pelicans team on the season series. They win this one outright. Give me the Thunder Buddies, the Cover Buddies, the best cover team in the NBA, the 3rd best road team in the NBA, as they're 17-11-3 ATS, 3rd best in the NBA. I don't think we need the points, though. I think they go ahead and win this one outright on the money line. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Milwaukee Bucks out on the road facing the Golden State Warriors, man. Milwaukee laying 1, total 227.5. I will say, I do think this line is currently on the move right now. I'm seeing some Milwaukee's -1s. I'm seeing some Golden State -1s. Be careful with this one. I'll have a for sure update for y'all on my live jam session, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, so tune in there as we can get on the right side of some of this injury news. But right now, the NBA has to fix this, bro. Like, they have to fix this. They know who's playing by now. Like, they already know. They already know. So why do y'all play these roster games? It's really annoying. But I'm here to give a pick. I like Golden State on the money line, man. That's what I'm going to say. Golden State continues to be the most night and day team I've ever seen on the road, bro. I promise you, I do not plan on taking them on the road no more. I've learned my lesson. They just terrible out there, man. What I seen in that game against them and the Grizzlies was atrocious. Like, that was disgusting. After all that yapping Draymond was doing, they got hammered by the Memphis Grizzlies out on the road. They returned home in this one, though, where they've been dominant. Milwaukee is nobody to play with, though. We know Milwaukee, man. Arguably the team playing the best basketball right now. But the pause for concern, man, as I was talking about a minute ago, Giannis game time decision, Iguodala game time decision, Klay Thompson game time decision. Still no Andrew Wiggins. Makes it tough. It makes it tough. It makes it tough. If Giannis doesn't play, I'm all over the Warriors. If Giannis plays, I probably still like the Warriors. I would want to see what's going on with Klay, though. It's a tough game. This is one I'm really going to have to update y'all on the live jam session, man. But I'm telling y'all right now, I am leaning Warriors at home. I'm leaning Warriors at home, but that's for the remainder of the season. Warriors at home, I lean there. Warriors on the road, I lean the other team. It's just how it goes. I want to see this final injury report, though, but Warriors should get this one done at home. The one pause and the one thing that's really hurting this Warriors team is they have nobody to get to the basket, though, and that could loom large against a Bucks team that plays good defense, man. The Warriors are really, 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 really missing Andrew Wiggins, man. In that Grizzlies game, I saw a lot of settling for threes. Hence why Golden State goes on those runs. They can evaporate a 20-point lead quick, but then the league can get right back up to 20 points quick because when you're hitting threes, yeah, you're going to evaporate a lead pretty quickly. When you're missing threes, the other team's getting easy baskets, expanding the lead. So that's kind of what we've seen in that Memphis game. Golden State is really missing somebody to get to the bucket, get to the rack to kind of, balance out all those three-point attempts. Right now, their best driver is probably Jordan Poole, Steph Curry, or Draymond Green. And none of those three guys are known for that, especially with no Kuminga tonight. He's out. Makes this one a really tough one, man, but I don't want to fade Golden State on their home floor, man. I don't know how this team does it, but on the road, terrible. At home, straight money. Leading Warriors on the money line. I want to see what's up with my guy Giannis, though, as he's a game-time decision. Check out my live show, though, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. We'll talk about it a little more, run through this one a little bit more. Leaning Warriors, though, at home. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Sacramento Kings, and they're out on the road facing the Phoenix Suns. This is a really, 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 really good game tonight. I can't wait to watch this one. We're going to be up late watching this one tonight, but it's going to be worth it. Hell of a game. We got the Suns laying 3 on the Red Hot Kings, total 240. Kings, man, they're in that mode, and I'm not fading them right now, bro. I think a lot of people are not hip to what the Kings are doing. They have moved up to second in the Western Conference right now, playing some really good basketball. 13 games, over 500. Another clean injury report for the Kings, man. Everybody's a go. They've won 4 of their last 5. Just beat the Knicks at home, 122-127. 122-117. Beat up on the Pelicans at home, 123-108. I do have a little concern as they just played 4 straight home games. Now they're out on the road. And the Suns have beat them in both meetings this season, 122-117 in Sacramento and 120-109 in Phoenix. On the 14th of February was the last one, and the 28th of November was the first one. And the Suns are playing great basketball in their own right as they've won 4 straight against Oklahoma City, Dallas, Chicago, and Charlotte. I will say this, though. I'm taking the Kings. That's what I'm going to say. I'm taking the Kings. The Suns have not lost since Kevin Durant played his first game, and that first game was against Charlotte. We now know he's out 2 to 3 weeks, and, man, he's fragile. But I'm leaning Kings in this one, man. I would not be surprised if the Kings went out here and won this game outright. I think the Kings are just playing really great basketball right now. Fading the Suns at home is not a great place to be, as we know the Suns do go stupid, dummy, crazy at home. They've already beat this Kings team twice, but I think the Kings do come in here locked in, loaded, and focused. No wins on their docket, man, trying to keep a hold of that second spot in the Western Conference. I think they win this game outright. I think their offense is going to be on another level like we've seen it for majority of the season. I also kind of lean over. I don't think the Suns have the defense to keep this Kings team off from scoring points. I think the Suns will be able to score with them as well. I think we get a high-scoring back-and-forth game, a really good one to watch in our last and final game of the night. But I'm going to take those 3 points in my back pocket in a really tight game. And I'm also going to sprinkle some on the money line, as I think the Kings are the better team playing the better basketball right now. I know that sounds crazy. The Suns were the number 1 seed last year and are the favorites to win the finals coming out of the Western Conference. But if you haven't been paying attention, man, this Kings team is in that mode. They are hooping right now. I'm not fading them. I actually think they're playing better than Phoenix right now. I really do. Coming out of the All-Star break, they've done nothing but hoop and win basketball games. I don't see what stops now, man. I'm leaning Kings plus the 3. And I'm also probably going to take him on the money line as well. And that's going to conclude today's episode on the Jam Session on March 11th. 2023, man. Thank y'all for watching. Smash that like button for your guy, man. Subscribe if you're new, and drop y'all like down in the comments. As you know, I love going through, seeing who y'all like. My best bets can be found over at Pickdawgz Premium. Just click that link in the description. Takes you right to my handicapper page. That's where you can find my long-term packages, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, monthly, yearly, seasonal. All my bets for today's action. Nice college hoops card. NBA, of course, huge card today in the NBA. A little bit of hockey if I'm active. You can find all that in that link in the description, including my $15 NBA Jam Session play. We get back on track today, man. I loved the play last night. It was looking good. Cleveland was hooping, had a 9-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and then it just evaporated. The Heat actually got themselves a home win. Hey, we were poking the bear for quite some time. They were due to get one. The Darius Garland news late in the day really hurt, but hey, man, not going to complain. We're just going to get back on track today on a Saturday. It's the weekend, man. Y'all know we've smashed the weekends for like the last 2 to 3 months or so. So let's continue to do that, man. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. I'll see y'all later this evening, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. As I run through the card one more time. Should have a guest on that show. So check me out live. A lot of injury news we got to go back over, man. So tune in. Y'all can come ask me questions and stuff in the live, man. So come join me there. Follow me on Twitter as well. Let's make some money tonight on a Saturday. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, man, and I'll see y'all later on today. I'm out of here. Peace.